Today we have found ourselves in Talihina, Oklahoma. And you may have watched a Scenic Byway video we did recently about the Talihina Scenic Byway, and this is, the first half of that word, Tala. The other half is Mina, and that's where the Scenic Byway started. This is basically where it ended about 10 miles from here. So you drive down, I think it's Highway 271, two-lane road, and you end up here in Talihina. So unusual name. We'll learn about that. We'll walk down this main street and learn more about the history of the town.
Talihina is in Flore County, Oklahoma. Flore is in eastern Oklahoma, and it borders Arkansas on the east of the county. The town of Talihina is on the other side of the county on the western edge. The name Talihina comes from a couple of Choctaw Indian words, Toli and Hina, meaning iron road, which is a reference to the railroad around which the town was built. The company was founded as a stop on the St. Louis and San Francisco Railroad, which opened through Indian Territory in 1887. Post office opened here later that year, 20 years before Oklahoma became a state. When it was founded, Talihina was actually located in Wade County. Wade County was a political subdivision of the Choctaw Nation of Indian Territory prior to Oklahoma being a state, and Wade County ceased to exist in 1907 when Oklahoma gained statehood, and several counties were formed out of it, including Flore. The railroad opened the area to ship cattle, timber, and cotton, and helped grow the town. Talihina incorporated in 1905, and the population at that time was around 400. Tourism and recreation is very popular here these days, and it's pretty much driven the economy since 1920. 6 different lakes have been built in the region, and they attract numerous sportsmen and campers. The Choctaw Nation Health Center was constructed here in 1999. There were a couple of Major League Baseball players from Talihina. Most recently, Lane Adams, who played for a variety of teams, including the Atlanta Braves. He retired a couple years ago. And Bob Neighbors played several decades ago. There's certainly an artsy vibe when you walk around town, and it makes sense. There's some singers and songwriters from Talihina. J.D. McPherson and Sean Pittman are a couple of the more recent ones. The song Talihina Sky by the Kings of Leon was featured on their 2003 debut album, and the 3 brothers in the band and the cousin who comprise the band have roots here in Talihina. Talihina Sky was also the name of their DVD documentary, which talked about their upbringing. And when you look at the population of Talihina, we see a interestingly named diner, I'm sure that lives up to its name, but the population grew consistently until 1980, and then since has been going down every 10 years, and 925 is the population today. That's the lowest it's been since the 1920 census. This is an interesting museum I decided to check out. First of all, the Bigfoot Museum here has a great looking old rock building, so I'm not sure if it's always been this or if it was something else before that. But this is not a joke of a museum or some sort of novelty. This is a serious place for Bigfoot enthusiasts. When I walked in, they asked me, "Are you a Bigfoot person?" And I was like, "I'm not, but I'm interested in the museum." And so they gave me the full tour. This is a place that is kind of in the, I guess, center of Bigfoot sightings in Oklahoma, which I was not aware of. And it is a very detailed documentation of all the history of Bigfoot. There's all the sightings in the state. Obviously, it's all around the state. It is kind of a fascinating place, and the people that work there are incredibly passionate about the topic. And so it was fun. It was free admission, and I really had no idea of what it was. I'm glad I checked it out. You can see this was a place where they do research. They have tours and all kinds of things that they do here in the Bigfoot Museum in Talihina. And then this is the Black Rock Roost. I actually stayed the night here, and I just was going to mention it because it is a really nice place, and it only costs $65 to stay here. You can see how big the room is, and a lot of space, and a very clean, very comfortable place to stay, and I would highly recommend it. It was not, packed to say the least, so definitely if you're in Talihina, I'd highly recommend you staying here at the Black Rock Roost.
Talihina is certainly an interesting town. You wouldn't think there would be a ton to do with a town of this population, but there's actually quite a bit. A lot of businesses that are open, people walking around, there's places to eat, there's the museum that we went to, there's obviously the Scenic Drive that's close, there's state parks, and they have obviously a school here, so it's a thriving community in a lot of ways, and certainly one that I would recommend visiting. If you do the Scenic Byway, make sure you don't forget to come and check out Talihina. I have seen better welcome signs.